Good morning. This is the latest market news. I am Uliana. Asian markets were modestly higher on Friday before the beginning of China's data deluge, while sharp declines in SoftBank and fast retailing limited the upside for Japanese stocks. China was in focus Friday ahead of the release of its economic data for September. Trade data are slated to come out on Saturday, with inflation numbers due on Monday. Third-quarter growth figures due out Thursday are the main data point and will be used to assess the slate of slowing Chinese economy. A positive start for Nikkei stock average suggested that Japanese stocks could break a three-day losing streak supported by dollar strength against the yen. The Nikkei was recently up less than 0.1%. Having a surprisingly muted effect on the underlying shared currency, Standard & Poor's lowered Spain's debt rating to one level above junk. Citing increased economic and political risks, such downgrades have only added fuel to the argument that it would be better for all involved if Spain were to put their hand for a bailout sooner rather than later. Trading between a 24-hour range of 1.2824, 1.2951 against its US counterpart, the euro opened stronger this morning at 1.2928, as the forces behind optimistic hope outweighed the pessimistic economic fundamentals. Jumping across to the world's largest economy, US stocks received a boost after weekly unemployment claims fell to 339,000, comfortably beating expectations. In other results, the US trade deficit widened in September to $44.2 billion. In a sign that the global economic slowdown is lowering the demand for American-made goods, the figure marks the first widening of the trade gap in 4 months. Meanwhile, looking ahead this evening, investors' attention is likely to remain the US given the release of consumer sentiment and PPI figures. The Producer Price Index for finished goods in the US is expected to decline for September, growing by just 0.7% on a month-on-month basis compared to 1.7% in August, and a decline of 0.3 percentage points year-on-year. Over 80% of the broad-based rise in finished goods prices for August is attributable to the index for finished energy goods, which jumped 6.4%. Meanwhile, the index for finished consumer foods climbed 0.9% in August, the largest rise since November 2011. It was the latest market news provided by IKO-FX. Goodbye.